Welcome back everyone for update number 2. We're in the second week of our COVID-19 crisis. And again, look, we just want to come back with a few updates about what's going on both state-wise, nationally as well, Australia-wide, and then also just church-wide moving forward. So, thanks for coming. Guys, we want to start by making sure that all of you are following government health advice. I've had a few conversations with some members of our church who can seem a little flippant about following what the government is telling us to do. The government's regulations and the state government's regulations are very clear. We need to be self-isolated and only travel where essential. Meetings need to be cut down. Outside activity is still go, but not in groups or with friends. We need to be really careful to follow this. Even the state government has asked us to stay within our suburb. It's important that we adhere to the rules of those put in charge of us, those governing authorities, as it says in Romans. We want to be clear that that is the church's position on all of this. We are not to do anything other than what the government says. We have virtual meetings for everything else, and that's great. So we also want to talk about some current state updates. Right now, of course, our state has asked us to stay within our suburb. And so it's really important that we do that along with self-isolating, going to local shops, not traveling too far. The other thing to know is that actually our state will be closing its borders tomorrow night at midnight. Today is the 24th of March, Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday the 25th of March. So Wednesday the 25th of March at midnight, they will close the border with New South Wales. Currently, this should not affect anything we do as a church. We have no disciples in Tweed. Essential people, so like medical staff, we understand Cam Williams, for instance, does work in Murwillumbah, will be able to travel between the border. But there will be police patrolling the border between the two states. And by the way, in any way going against these regulations, these expectations, you can cop a fine of up to $30,000. So please be careful. So just talking about the current state of the church as well, sadly with all these new expectations and regulations, we have had a few cancellations. By now you guys probably have already assumed that the teen rally will not be going ahead as planned. Sadly, it won't be. We've already talked to Ben May in Sydney. We're asking him and Brooke to come back up at another time, so that'll just happen hopefully next semester or next term, or maybe not next term, maybe next year. I don't know how school works, but they'll be coming back shortly. And they're really excited to do that. Me and Katie were asked to go to Melbourne in May. That will no longer be happening as well. We will stay Queensland side, of course, with the closure of the borders. The professionals retreat in April that I know we've all been looking forward to a lot, that sadly has also been cancelled. I talked to Steve and Mel this morning, and it's with heavy hearts that we cancel these events. Look, we'll talk in a moment about how great it's going to be to replace some of those events with more virtual things. But still, it is sad, and it is important that we all know that at this point that those things are indeed cancelled. Now, of course, to finish the video...
Hold on a sec, everybody. Just before we finish the video, I just wanted to add this quick thing too. Right when I was making this, I got a call from Floyd, who's over in Zimbabwe. As many of you know, sadly his father passed away right before this all started a couple of weeks ago. And he flew out immediately for the funeral. And of course, with the border lockouts, he's now stuck there. Thankfully, he's with his family. He just called me and assured me that everything is great. He's doing okay. Of course, when I say things are great, it's a hard time for him. He is available via WhatsApp, and we'll be trying to communicate more regularly with the membership, especially those in the campus ministry, and trying to get in touch with you guys via Zoom.
Now, of course, to finish the video, we want to talk about future schedule. How will we keep doing this? Updates, church. Now on Sunday we had a live stream with over 39 streams attached to us, which was really cool. And of course, some families commenting that they're there, and it's great to still be a church and still be there and be together. We're going to try and continue that theme going forward. And so one of the ways we're going to do that is we're going to have a lot of Zoom virtual meetings. And inside those meetings we will have Bible talks and ministry meetings. So tomorrow night, Wednesday the 25th, we're going to be meeting in our Bible talks through Zoom meetings. Your Bible talk leader should be communicating with you and sending you the link. If you look actually up here, I'm just putting up all the, here's the Zoom logo, and then you'll get a link to go to that, and And look, it's like one click. You can use your phone and use the app, or you can use your desktop and just open it and install the application. It's super duper easy, so don't worry about that. If you run into further trouble, you can always call me or your Bible Talk leaders and they'll help you out. And of course, the same with Friday with the campus. I think they're going to do a virtual Zoom meeting as well. But these Zoom meetings are a great way to engage and interact with one another, to be able to see one another. I was in a staff meeting this morning with Sydney, and it was so encouraging to be able to talk and share good news, even amongst the times that we're having, but still to like be in the same room together, though we're 900 kilometers away. So please, be patient with this as we transition to all of this new technology, but it is an exciting time and something that we look forward to using a lot more. In line with that, of course, so, if Wednesdays and Fridays are both virtual Zoom meetings, on Sunday we'll be back on YouTube. The really cool news that I talked to the Sydney staff this morning about is that as a region, the Spa region leadership would like to perhaps every second week have a Spa region service that we YouTube live stream for everyone to get involved in, everyone to jump in on. And even with ministries too, the singles ministry in Sydney, known as the professionals ministry, have invited us to join their meeting the following Friday as well. So singles, you'll be able to convene. We even talked about doing virtual dates with some of the disciples in Sydney and around the region as well, to make sure that everything kind of has a sense of normalcy to it. And of course, we want you guys to know that we're doing our very best to keep you guys connected as we move forward as well. Look, right now, just remember that this Wednesday, Bible Talk Zoom, Friday, ministry Zoom meetings if you have them, Sunday YouTube live stream. We'll keep you up to date with everything else going on. Just some other good news. Again, we have 5 or 6 Bible studies right now that are moving forward and are getting pretty close. I don't know what we do as they get to the end other than try and figure out a way to baptize them. But please be praying for the mission. Your prayers are needed and important. And it's exciting to think about all the great things God will do, regardless of the isolation and the disconnectedness sometimes we feel. And also, just so you guys know, as a church, I was also hoping at some point to start live streaming fun events, whether or not we do like a variety show on Zoom that maybe Jeremy can help organize because he's had some great success with that in the past, or even just live streaming Upside Down, the musical from 1989, I think is the first time they did it. But we have access to that. I have that on my computer. Perhaps we could live stream that together on YouTube and have like a watch party. But stay tuned for all those things as we move forward. It's exciting times. Again, please stay safe. If you're high risk, stay home, self-isolate. Even if you're not high risk, only essential travel. Isolate yourself if you can right now. And look, we look forward to hearing plenty more great news, being in communication often. And of course, the biggest thing is do not forget to tune in on Sunday to the live stream. We'll see you then.